Welcome to Gita For Modern Times. So it's been a while since we recorded this, but here we are after many weeks. So I am Bhoomi, your host.
And I am Amukta, your co-host.
So if you ever said, I am doing too much, but it's just not enough, then this episode is for you.
Because chapter 3 of Gita talks about Karma Yoga. Well, it basically means doing, but without breaking or burnout. And to make sense of all of this, we have our special guest yet again, Dr. Rajesh Savera. He's an Ayurveda physician and a psychotherapist. He's here with his wisdom to explain what Karma Yoga actually means.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Bhumi and Amukta, for inviting me again on your
Gita
For Modern Times. Yeah, fantastic title. I like this title.
Yes. So what exactly is Karma Yoga before starting?
See, karma means doing your duty. And yoga means doing it without the two. Means a second thought. Right? When you don't have a second thought and you do your duty, you're doing it 100%. And I think that's what yoga always meant. That there is no second thought. There's only one thing. And that one thing is what you're doing. And when it comes to karma yoga, is what the world needs. World doesn't need your talk. World doesn't need your thinking. World doesn't need your belief. Doesn't need your feeling. It needs your action. Because that's how the world gets created, right? You can only live in an acted world. You cannot live in a world that doesn't act upon, right?
True.
And the world, if you look around, everybody, the birds, the trees, everybody is engaged in work. And that's what even Krishna reminds us, that at the end, the only thing that matters is your duty.
Duty. That's karma.
That's karma.
Okay.
Okay. So like we always do, we'll start with reading a few verses and then we'll discuss about them. So the first verse is 3.4 to 5. No one can achieve freedom from karmic reactions by merely abstaining from work, nor can one attain perfection by renunciation. Because no one can even for a moment remain without performing action.
So like sometimes when, we just feel like quitting everything, quitting our job, ghosting our people, dropping the expectations. But isn't that how it is supposed to be? Like peace comes from doing less?
Is it so? If you get less, like if you like chocolate and if you get less, will you be peaceful?
We will
Not
crave for
exactly.
it.
So it's not like that. Things that you like, you want more. Things that you don't like, you want less. At the end, the whole quest is between like and dislike. And the yoga concept is about striking the balance between like and dislike. So there is nothing that you like and there is nothing that you dislike. And you go as and when according to the things that are there. And here, when you look at the verse that you have taken up, 3.4 and 5 verse, no one can achieve freedom from karmic reactions. We just defined karma, right? We said it is duty.
Yeah.
Duty.
Now, if you are born, there has to be a purpose, there has to be a duty, that has to be something that you are here for, right? You cannot just randomly pop up into existence. So, purpose-oriented, your being is what you will have to do. That's karma. But you are also born out of karma. Because there is this existence also that is going through the karma. And it is also doing its part, bringing you out because of the conditionings that you have done for yourself, that you come again. Right? So at the end, it is saying that no one can achieve freedom from karmic reactions by merely abstaining from work. Means if you think that I will not do my duty, I will not do, and I will get the benefit of not getting affected by that karmic reaction. Sorry, not doing your duty is also affecting your karma.
Okay.
Like a child who is deciding, okay, I will not do this. Okay, so I will stay away from this. But technically not doing that is also conditioning him of not doing that. And he will never be skilled in that thing that he's not doing.
Yes, so it is like that avoidance personality when one inculcates. After a point, it is going to, in a way, take a toll on them as well.
So I was told a nice example about what this actually means. It's like a boat, is lying on the seashore and it never went into the sea. does it remain safe and secure forever? Karma will not play its part on it.
It will.
It will. It will still break down.
Mhm.
Okay, but in the process of its breaking down, it missed on the opportunity of going into the sea when it was conditioned to go into the sea.
Yes.
So it's like either ways you're gonna break down,
Exactly.
but might as well live your life.
But get your purpose-driven approach
Yeah.
towards karma done.
Yes.
You've been chosen for something. You've been put into a family. You've been put into a college. You've been put into a society.
Right.
You have been given a certain skill set. All this is for what? Is to get something out of you. And that is the duty that you will do, your job.
So when someone says so that this person has this potential, so is this what they're talking about, that they can actually fly, but they are not?
It's like that story of these, actually there was this eagle
Mhm.
who was up in the mountain.
Mhm.
Okay. And one day, because of some reason, it had laid 2 eggs, but one egg rolls down and comes down. Okay, down the mountain and just falls among all the chicken eggs.
Okay.
And then the farmer who had those chicken eggs sees, oh, this is a bigger chicken egg. So, but he keeps it among the chickens. And now the mother chicken also sees, oh, this one is a bigger chicken. Maybe it is my only egg. So it sits and hatches it.
Mhm.
The chick comes out of the chicken eggs, but even this eagle's
Eagle
egg,
comes out.
the eagle comes out, the little eagle
Yeah.
comes out.
Mhm.
But it's among the chickens, right? It's among the chicks.
Yeah.
It sees and grows like it. Now, after all that, it only believes that it is a chicken, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody say, hey, you look different. He say, yeah, but I'm among y'all. I'm one of
Yes.
y'all. The mother also says that, oh, my little chicken, it looks like an eagle, but he's a chicken, right? Oh, I don't know how this happened, what.
Yeah.
But at the end, someday it has this feeling, whenever it sees the eagle fly,
Mhm.
it has this calling, I can fly too.
Yeah.
I have this calling,
Mhm.
and hence, it one day it decides to take that journey, that quest, that unhappiness in that chicken shelter that it was.
Mhm.
It says, no, I cannot. This is too a confinement for me. I need to get out of it. And it climbs all the way, hopping like a chicken, goes up to the nest where the eagle used to be there,
Mhm.
and wanted to ask the eagle whether it can guide it to be like him.
Mhm.
And the eagle says, you look like me, but you're not me. You'll have to become like me. And that will happen if you believe in yourself and come on the cliff and take that plunge of jumping, which chickens don't do.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you'll see whether you're a chicken or you're eagle. And then it actually does and inspires it to take that jump of faith. And when it does, there it opens the wings, and with the wings it flies, and it realizes that it was always an eagle in the wrong company of chickens.
Yes.
So many a time we don't realize the potential because of the conditioning around us.
Mhm.
Right.
And many people who find us, especially the teachers, they can see that in you, and then they want that, hey, you are designed for this delivery. Why don't you deliver? And then we see, he can see it. Why can't I see it? Because we don't have that faith in ourselves. And here again, nor can one attain perfection by renunciation, by just saying that I won't do this, I won't do this, I will give up this. Do you think you will attain perfection? Perfection is not by renunciation. Perfection is by engagement. Because you will falter, you will fail, but that's the stepping stones for your success. You will become perfect only through the processes of failures and trying up again and again and again.
Yeah.
That's how perfection is. Because no one can even for a moment remain without performing action. How can you remain without performing action? Because non-action is also an action. You understood?
Yeah. It is
So
true.
because if you're living, you're breathing, you are performing an action. It could be a non-action or an action.
So then if non-action is also an action, and we say that, you should keep doing your karma, then the monks or the people who sannyasis jo rehte, then aren't they doing the same?
They are doing the action now.
They're doing
How?
They are meditating. They're trying to
Okay.
understand the scriptures. They're
Okay.
studying. They're trying to give you the tips on which you can bring the stillness in the mind. So they are also doing all the great texts, even the Ayurveda texts, are written by monks who have wandered across. It's not that action means only going in the battlefield and fighting. It doesn't mean only going in the field and plowing the field and growing the crop. It sometimes means finding those steps and SOPs through which you can achieve certain things.
The procedure.
Knowledge in terms
So
of medicine.
the sannyasis, even if it's like when they leave, but they're actually doing something greater. They are giving us the text, and that is also performing action.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the non-action is basically just sitting there and doing nothing.
What Arjuna was doing.
Okay.
Yes.
What Arjuna was doing, he was on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Krishna is doing his job as a Sathi.
Yeah.
As a charioteer, he was guiding him, helping him, going into the battlefield. And this guy, who is the bow and arrow, he's got his Gandiva with him, and he's shivering. Now, that means Krishna has to, means he's saying no and giving all the kinds of excuses, which Krishna doesn't want to listen. And hence he's saying that no one can even for a moment remain without performing action. And hence, never ever give excuses saying that it cannot be done. Find ways to get it done, because that's what perfection is.
Yes. So let's just read the next verse. Verse 3.7 to 9. So those who control their senses by mind and engage in works of devotion without attachment are superior. Perform your prescribed duties, for action is better than inaction. Work must be done as sacrifice to the Supreme Lord, otherwise it causes bondage.
So here, what I've seen at least is that we always give for our family, our friends, our partners, or at our workplace as well, but it often drains us out. How do we do something without feeling that drain, that burnout, or as if you're just giving everything that we have?
See, you should know, have you ever given blood? Means blood donation?
Yeah.
How much blood they take from you?
One bottle.
You can give how much? Can you give? How much can you give?
How much?
Only till the time that you don't feel
that you are going now.
Yeah, means that you will need one. Right? So we can only give that we can give. If something is taken more than what we can give, that's where the whole tiredness, the weakness, and
the fatigue,
so
burnout.
Learn the art of giving what you have in abundance, so that when it is given, you don't feel the pain and the suffering of it. So when you say you get tired, maybe you had very limited energy for something else and you're giving that energy into something which you don't want. Like for example, there are these youth, who want to do something else in life, but they're doing something else right now. And because their energy is all focused for that, when they're doing this and giving all the energy here without their joy of doing, the energy is drained and there's no energy left in doing what they want to do. And hence, they are not able to do what they want to do. Plus, here the energy is drained.
Yeah.
But imagine a guy who enjoys that job as a play, as a game. Okay. They are full of energy. You tell them, we have to play in the morning at 6 o'clock, he'll come. You tell him, we have to play in the evening, I'll come. You tell a singer who's passionate about singing, you have to sing in this function, in that function. That is why passion-driven, professions are like untiring.
They flourish.
Yeah, that's true, because even we come here every day and we are like, we come here on a Sunday also because we love what we are doing.
Exactly.
Right.
So going back to the verse that says, those who control their senses by the mind and engage in the works of devotion without attachment are superior. Means you should be devoted to the work that you're doing. Okay, that's how your works of devotion will come. Give yourself completely to the work that's at hand, right? So you are a watchman. Your job is to be a watchman. You cannot doze off at the gate. Finish if you do that, right? So you are a surgeon and you are saving somebody's life. Put in all your effort to save that life with all the knowledge you have. That's devotion. And hence it is saying, how is devotion possible? Control your senses. Because senses get distracted.
Yes.
I want to do that. So when you control your senses by the mind, how do you control it? By the mind. And here Krishna is the best example to tell you that, because he was holding the 5 horses with the rein. And he knew that.
5 senses and the mind.
So now he is telling, how do I get the horses in control? With my reins. Right? Holding them in my hand, the mind in my hand. I am the charioteer who drives this chariot the way my, the fighter Arjuna wants to go, which part of the battlefield he wants to go, I will take him there. So he knows that, and they say that, okay, perform your prescribed duties. Your duties have already been prescribed.
Okay.
They have been. You were born in a very, very, tough family. Your job is to make that tough family into a better family. You might see problems around you, and you can see those problems. That is why you are the solution. Find that. If you could not see that problem, and somebody saw a problem in you, then they were the solution. So now you should understand that you have to perform your prescribed duties, for action is better than inaction. Do not sit and sulk and cry. Get up and act in every situation, whatever life throws at. Okay, could be your career, could be your relationships, anything that you want. The only way you can do is to get up and act. Work must be done as yajna, means sacrifice, as the thing. It's like, what is the significance of yajna? Sacrifice was, a fire sacrifice was, you need to continuously keep the fire alive, right?
Yeah.
So the priest used to always take little ghee and put there, put this, put that. He does not let the fire die. So that's exactly work. Your work should be like a sacrifice. The fire in that should never die. You should keep it nourished with so many reasons, keep on nourishing
And
it.
it is always apt. Like every yagya that I've seen, it's not too much or it's not too less. And that aptness, if we were to look at it in our daily lives, how do we bring that?
Yeah, so that little excitement, that little joy that you can get from that, you should be like that, So when you're doing a sacrifice, it should not be a sacrifice that sulks you or makes you feel that you're drained out or given up. That sacrifice should be a joyful sacrifice. The most loving thing given with all love that makes you happy.
Yes.
Can you imagine? It's like when Moses was asked to give his most loving thing, his own child.
Yes.
He gave it with a smile to the Lord. He gave it with a smile and happiness that he had. Because even to give your best, it should be without that thing that you have lost something. Because here it is saying, work must be done as yajna to the Supreme Lord. Now, who is this Lord? Lord is something that is claiming that work from you. That Lord could be the one who is going to be the receiver of your benefit of the work that you're going to do. That Lord could be anybody you don't know. Today you might be thinking, my job, like for example, there was this person who was building a big temple, and the mason was asked a simple question. He was just laying bricks. So what are you doing? The answer expected was, I'm laying bricks. The other said, no, I'm building a temple. So one was just laying the bricks. He was a very short-sighted person. The other thought he was contributing to existence. So you might be thinking that you're doing a little thing, But if you realize that little thing of yours is just part of a bigger change that is going to come. So then you should understand that Supreme Lord, which we don't know of, okay, is the one who's going to receive it. Is the one who we are doing it for. The future version of maybe you, your generation, your next of your kind, then otherwise it causes only bondage. If you do it only for that little moment, only for somebody, like for example, I do something only for this person, that's a bondage, because that person gone, I'm gone.
Yeah.
The job gone. But if I do for a cause, the cause lives on, right? So always have a purpose-oriented work. Okay, Arjuna was not trying to kill them. He was trying to perform his duty of making sure that justice is given to his wife Draupadi and justice given to his brothers whose land had been taken away by Duryodhana. So he was working for a bigger cause to re-establish dharma, for which even violence was a good act, and endorsed by whom? Krishna himself. So you should understand here that cause, why he was sulking, why he was getting weak, because he was thinking about bondage. My grandfather, my teacher, my brothers, my people.
Well, here I wanted to add that in modern times, there's this saying or this phrase that goes, no strings attached. Is it the same that We can relate to here at least. It causes bondage.
Yeah, because if there are always strings attached, right, then where is it freedom? There's no freedom. When you are free to do something, not because you want to do it only for the time that strings are attached, then it's a very short bonding kind of a stuff that you do, right? But if you're doing for a bigger cause, like I always say, when a couple come together, if they come together and the purpose is to build up a family, raise up a good child, give birth to a child which is going to contribute to changing the society. Oh my goodness, they are thinking such a big thing, Yeah? So that's a very different way of looking at a relationship. But somebody thinks only one night out, that is a very cheap way of bonded relationship. You will sit and cry one day, right? So that's a difference. So hence, controlling their senses by the mind is the key. So again, it brings us back to the importance of meditation. Without that, even not possible, to get your karma right.
The rains, we won't be able to get hold of those.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will read the next verse, 3.16. He who does not follow the wheel of creation set of old, who lives delighting in the senses, lives in vain. So this was a short verse, just 3.16.
So it hurts when our, efforts go unseen. Like, no matter how much efforts we put for someone and they just don't appreciate them. So what do we do at that time?
Are you doing it for their appreciation?
No.
Then if it was not so, then why do you worry? See, look at the reason why you do something. That's what I'm saying. Is the reason the reward? Then you are helpless. If the reason is a purpose, then you always enjoy.
Yeah.
So purpose is like the cause.
Okay.
Effect doesn't matter. You stick to the cause. If you are going for the effect, then the reward matters. Then you will always be expecting.
And if we don't, if we are doing it for the cause as well,
then reward doesn't matter.
But ऐसा होता होगा ना कि इतने efforts दिए and then it's just gone, nothing.
How do you know that if you have really put in the effort, there has to be reason. Like for example, you have dug for a well and no water. Correct?
Yeah.
You say, oh, क्या बोलोगे तुम?
It's fine.
No, what will you say? नहीं. You will say ना, क्या इतना मेहनत किया, खड्डा खोदा, कुछ पानी नहीं निकला. What if next day it rains and you see that your hole that you dug is filled with water?
It's
possible?
Nice.
Then everybody say, hey, some great good Samaritan, he made this well for us.
Yes.
Who knows? Do not ever comment that my actions go
But
waste.
even if someone takes us for granted and those actions in a way do go for a waste, then
Actions cannot go for a waste. Every act is an act of karma.
Right.
Giving birth to a new karma.
Oh, okay.
So here it is said, he who does not follow the wheel of creation. Wheel of creation is the wheel of karma.
Okay.
It's because of karma, the wheel moves. If the horses don't move, do you think the wheel can move?
No.
If we don't act, do you think the samsara will work? No. Here, hence, he who does not follow the wheel of creation means wheel of action. Okay? Of the old means from the way it has been happening till now. Who lives in delighting in senses, only sensual delightment, leaving everything. Means the horses are left without a rein, expecting them to pull the chariot. No way. One horse is going for the grass, one is going for the water, one is run, I don't know for what. You have no horses left, the chariot does not move. Okay, hence they live in vain. They will just be there, useless, just to rot like the ship that never entered the sea. Understood?
So basically it's like, even if, no matter what efforts you put, it's just basically, it's for you and not for the other person.
Cause driven.
Cause driven.
Purpose driven.
So how is it cause driven?
Find the cause why you're doing it. For example, if you're studying, are you studying because your parents sent you to college? Are you studying because you want to get good marks? Are you studying? What are you studying? Why do you study something?
To get the degree.
If that is so you're looking at the result.
Okay.
Now the only thing you're looking at reward. What is the reward you're looking at? You want to get a degree.
Yeah.
What if you don't get a degree? How will you feel?
We'll feel bad.
Dejected?
Yeah.
Bad? Sad?
Yeah.
You'll feel, how did this happen? No, I did not get my degree. I studied so hard. What is this? And something like that, right? You'll sit and cry. There is another guy in the class who just studies because he loves the subject. He wants to know the subject. He wants to use it in his future. He does not get a degree. He doesn't care. What he was here for was knowledge, and that he got. Now this guy is the happy, and we think, hey, in our class, this is the only guy who's happy. But trust me, he's happy. Even if he has been asked to fail again, repeat the class, he's still enjoying because he's seeing that second time I'll get to learn better.
But how do we apply this thing like giving in relations but not receiving, or our efforts going waste? How do we accept that? Because it is very different when it comes to, I think, bonds, when the efforts go.
Example?
I mean, if you put all of your, efforts, like 100%, you do everything for them, that is possible. But they just go on and ignore you, or they might just not appreciate it, and they might give the same efforts to someone else without them asking. Then it hurts, right? At the end.
It's been like there is a small tap which gives a very thin, flow of water. Okay, very thin flow, but it's giving 100% because that's what its capacity is. The thirsty person sees another tap which is having more flow of water, wants to leave this and go there. Now this tap should feel that I gave 100% because that percentage was my understanding, right?
Okay, but now let's reverse this. We were giving the 100%, like with the full flow, and the other was not giving.
How do you know that the other was not giving? Because it depends on the container he came with. He came with a container. You expected that I gave so much, and you expected, no, my flow was good. He should have brought a big bowl and I would have filled it up. But he came up with a tanker and your flow was still slow.
And what if it's ulta?
What's ulta?
If my flow is also nice.
How much? If you flow like river, trust me, nobody will leave you away. Right?
But if you do and they still leave, then
they cannot live without the water.
But if they do?
If they do, it's their choice. And if it's their choice, I think we are all born with doing what we want to do. That's the choice.
But okay, that is fine. They can go, they can leave. That is not the problem. The issue is that we get hurt. How do we, I think everyone is going to get hurt, but how do we overcome that hurt?
I don't think so. You get hurt. You have expectations which are not fulfilled. Yes. That is why you get hurt. You basically are still looking at the reward. Here Arjuna was trying to do his duty, but he started to think again, see, I'm going to kill this. At the end, what am I going to get? I don't want the kingdom. I don't want this. He started to think of the reward. And Krishna has to remind him, hello, get back to the cause that brought you here to do this action. The cause was to give that justice that is much needed for your wife.
So when it comes to relations and bond,
go back to the cause.
What should our cause be?
Why did you get into a relationship? Find out.
Okay.
And stay with that cause. Okay. If that cause was, for example, you go into a relation and make a list of all the expectations you have with this guy.
It's like
you will never get into a relationship.
It's like going into a supermarket with a list and getting sad कि यार यहाँ पे ये चीज नहीं है, but there is a supermarket right next door.
Yeah, you
go to that one.
No, I mean, when you talk to somebody in a relationship, you never put down your expectations. You always assume this will be expected from him.
Okay.
But if you list down and you say that this is it. For example, why do people don't break marriages? Because marriage is an agreement. There is an expectation.
There's a contract.
You will not do this. You will not do this. This is a property of our. It's an agreement.
Yes.
Right.
It's not easy to just break it off. But relationship which is without agreement, all the promises can be broken.
Yeah.
Everything can happen. And that's okay. You understood? So if you want to have a relationship.
That's okay for us or what?
No, that's okay. The way it is okay. That's the way the wheel works. That's the way the sansara works. But at the end, are you going to sit and cry over things that have just happened? No. There's a guest coming to your house and he's thirsty and you go and pick up a glass of water. And because of some reasons, the glass of water just falls down. And you tell the guest, sorry, that was the water I had. Or you go and pick up another glass and give him. What will you do?
You give another glass.
Exactly. So the purpose was not to impress him with this glass of water. It was to give him the glass of water because he was thirsty. Right? So please understand, you stay with the cause and you are away from attachments. You miss on the cause and work on the rewards, you are in an attachment. And Krishna is trying to tell you this through Arjuna.
So let's move on to the next verse. Verse 3.21. Whatever a great person does, others follow. Whatever standards they set, the world pursues. People copy energy at work, at home, and even in relations. So like so this is how in psychology even we tell that, from kids, like we
the
tell
behavior, everything
Yeah.
they've learned, because a kid grows up in a family that speaks Hindi all the time. The kid is going to learn Hindi, but so that is how it is. And even patterns, how they behave with their parents, how parents react to certain situations. So I think we can talk about behavior here,
Absolutely.
yeah.
the way they
Because
react or respond.
What you see, you'll become.
Yeah,
Right? You see a great person. What will you become?
a great person.
Exactly. So here Krishna is reminding you, whatever a great person does, you're great,
But
Arjuna.
that happens always.
Of course.
All the time, yeah.
It has.
Mhm.
If you take a small wood,
Mm-hmm.
I
And
just
put
said
it-
something so wrong. I said, is that happens? Does that happen always?
no, you take a small piece of wood,
Mm-hmm.
put it into the big fire. What is the small wood doing? It's a part of
The fire.
big fire.
Yeah.
You take a big wood, put it into a small fire. It's still going into the small
Mhm.
until it starts burning to become a big fire
Big
again
fire.
and making all the small fire into a big fire.
Mhm.
Always great people will make everything around them great. Even the one who observe them will become great. So greatness is what you need
Then
to.
why does in a fruit basket, if only like one of fruit goes bad, even the others go bad?
Because that fruit is affected by the badness. It doesn't have the restraint. It's so much dependent on the basket and the fruits around it. See, that's what I'm saying. One small thing can spoil up. Like you have a car
Mm-hmm.
and a small nail can stop that speeding car.
Yes.
Why? Because it punctures you.
Mm-hmm.
One spoiled egg and the whole basket of eggs is gone. Right? One
Even
spoiled
eggs?
food, yeah, it
Oh.
can, because it's fungus. It can spoil the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
One infection in a village
Yes.
can wipe up the whole village.
village.
Because bad things spread faster than good
Faster.
things. Because it doesn't require anything. It doesn't require effort to break down. It requires
So
effort
is
to
this
build up.
also the reason why we feel like we say no कि भाई इसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया and इसको karma क्यों नहीं मिला? So is it because the one who is maybe doing the hurting you, it goes faster ahead, and the one who is still being there goes
Yeah.
in a very steady pace?
So it's easy to break. It
Then
takes time to build.
Mm-hmm.
it's easy
Okay.
to
So
it's easy to
relations-
break others, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No.
it's easy to break. When I say it's break, so when people want to break you down, they can easily do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they have to build you up, it
Yeah,
takes
takes
time.
that's difficult.
Like
So
a
when you
building.
want revenge,
Mm-hmm.
for that other person, he did it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and so should happen to him. That thing itself is going to destroy the person who thinks like this, revenge.
Yeah.
You have to leave it to the law that you have to believe.
Also that, and when you feel कि इसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया इसलिए इसके साथ भी ऐसा होना चाहिए, then you are again stuck in that loop where it's actually you are still suffering behind that person.
No, when you become the law, it's a problem, because if
Yeah.
everybody takes law in his own hand, so if it's like he did this to me, I do it to him. He did that to me, I do it. Then why do you need a judicial system?
Yes.
Then you don't need the lawyers. You don't need the judicial system. No, courts. Nothing. Everybody decide for themselves. Leave it. What kind of a society that would be? It would be a horrible society. So law is what everything works with, and law is with which we should all work. And there is this universal law called this law of karma.
Yeah.
It will definitely work. You are not the person who will decide the time. The law will decide the time based on what it has to. There would be so many conditions that it has to look into before it takes a decision, right? So you cannot say that why did this person who jumped from the 10th floor fall down and break his head, while the other person who jumped from the 10th floor did not break his head and he landed safely. Why? The law has to work equally for both, right?
Yeah.
Because both were having different conditions.
Mhm.
One went without the parachute, the other went with the parachute.
Parachute.
You understood?
And
So
the
conditions will also
helmet,
So
decide.
when we take therapy, this is this question I
Mm-hmm.
usually get ki why. One is ki why is it only me? Second question is ki उसके साथ क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? Why am I the only one suffering?
Because this question comes on to this stage where you're asking, why is it only to me? That's why you have a problem, that why is it not to him? When the question becomes general, like in therapy we do this,
Yes.
we generalize. It's not only you.
There
There
are others
are
out there.
many like you. Okay, when it rained, you were not the only one who got wet. There were many who did not carry the umbrella, got wet. Oh, is it so? Then what? There are towels, you wipe yourself. It's like that. Okay, so tears may fall when your relationships, your expectations, your bonding break. But does it end you? No. You get up again and try again. That's what the mark of a great man is. The great people, they make sure they are able to stand again and again and again.
Yes.
With every fall, they rise. Okay, and here it is saying, whatever great person does, what is he
Others.
doing? From failure, he rises up.
Yes.
Others will follow. Okay, he becomes the leader. He becomes the example. Whatever standards they set, who?
The world.
The great people set. The world pursues such.
Yes.
And if you want to make the world a great world, like the contribution a Buddha did, he is a great person because he taught us
Yeah.
that you can still your mind, you can achieve peace in things. And so he was great. What, people like, you can say, Gandhiji taught us
Yeah.
about that you can fight for freedoms without fighting, non-violence. So there are so many things that great people set standards for, the others follow. And here it is about setting that standard. So hence, I'm telling you that look at things that you do for greatness that these things can bring. Okay. And that greatness is what is going to keep you being followed by people who will see that greatness in you. So think great.
Yeah,
Think
that's
big.
why you always say that associate with those who will act you.
Absolutely. So don't try to think small. Don't have narrow-minded views towards life. Be broad-minded. Okay. Then you're not stuck with that one. You're among the many.
Many.
So we'll take the next verse, 3.22 to 3.23. There's nothing in the three worlds for me to gain, nor anything to attain, yet I engage in action. For if I should cease to act, these worlds would perish.
So if the point is peace, then why does Krishna even talk about action? Like if it's about peace, then how action?
So, but
comes?
first understand what is the definition of peace. Again, let's go back to the point. You're hungry.
Yeah.
Are you at peace?
No.
No.
You've been fed well. Are you at peace?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what gave you peace? Action. You got food. Right? It's action that drives you towards peace. Because you're unsatisfied, that is why you're not at peace. Once you're satisfied, you're at peace. Disturbed minds are not at peace. Undisturbed minds are at peace. So how do you get things into a state where they are at peace? Is by action. Because the nature of thing is to get disturbed. Right?
So
the nature of the senses is what? To get distracted. But to keep them restrained, like the 5 horses, with the reins, and to sit them and guide them towards action, is what is here Krishna trying to tell. And here he's saying, what is he saying? There is nothing in the 3 worlds, the heaven, the earth, and the hell. There is nothing in these worlds for me to gain. I'm not doing it for something. I'm not doing for the effect. I am the cause of everything, okay?
Yeah.
Nor anything to attain. I'm not doing to achieve something or attain something. It's my moral duty. It's my responsibility that I engage in action of governing this world. There are laws that work within this, and I am that law that works that. I don't look at the good and the bad. When gravity works, it works,
yes.
right? Because of gravity, the moon still spins around the earth, right? Because of the gravity of the sun, the earth still moves around the sun. Because the solar system is being pulled by something, it still moves around something. Because everything is doing its duty. Everybody is in a mode of action. Karma is acting out in every second by everything around us. And how can you not act? So here he's saying, for I should cease to act. If you imagine one of that ceases to act, like the plane. If a little screw says, I'm not going to hold on to anything now.
Yeah.
What is going to happen to the
It
plane?
goes down.
Crash. All the passengers are going to.
How does
Even
that
a small.
happen? Like one small thing, like you gave us an example of one small nail can bring a huge car at a full speed to stop. Like how does that happen that one small thing is enough to break a huge
So it was like
something that's built?
Like when I was in school, we had this nice story
Mm-hmm.
about a knight,
Oh,
wanting to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's going to war, he just happens to see that the war was like an urgent requirement. The orders had come and he had to go to war. So he says that my horseshoe has missed one nail.
Mm-hmm.
So you say, it's okay,
Fine.
I can still continue because it's urgent. Where will I go and waste my time in fixing that one nail? So he still rides on the horse. It goes. For that one nail, he loses the shoe because the shoe comes off because the horse is running. Because he loses the shoe, the horse is lost because the horse cannot run, right? It's getting hurt. Because the horse is lost, the battle is lost. And the battle is lost, and then the knight, without anything now, lost everything. He realizes because of a nail, the shoe was lost. Because of the shoe, the horse was lost. Because of the horse, the battle was lost. And now he is the one who is receiving the lost. So that little thing, you might think that a little lie today, a little cheating today, what will it do? Come on, yeah. It doesn't matter. But I always say a stitch in time
saves 9. Saves 9.
Yeah. So you should know that these little things, they matter because the whole you is made out of these little things. Okay. And that's the beauty of it. If you value those little things, if you respect those little things, those little responsibilities, those accountabilities, those hours of work that you put in, all those little things, they matter in making you a subject or an object that will matter. Right?
Right. So, verse 3.35, it is better to do one's own duty imperfectly than to do another's perfectly. Performing one's own duty though imperfectly, one does not incur sin.
So here there was this question that we had that oftentimes there's this comparison that comes in between. Like we look at someone's house and think maybe, oh, why is my house small? We look at someone's relationship, it's like, oh, theirs is great, why is ours not? We look at someone's family, we see, oh, their family is all happy and all everything. Why? If that comparison comes, what do we do? Like, how do we manage that?
Then you remember and remind yourself of this verse that he's saying it is better to do
One's own
live
duty.
your own life. Okay, with all the work, the responsibility, whatever has been given is a gift. Okay, rather than to live somebody else's life which has not been given. Okay, do something perfectly which is not yours. I think it's better to do something that is yours imperfectly, right?
Yeah.
That's anytime better, right? You know, I always believe you should be present, not represent. Okay, if you are present, you will be awarded, you know, all the rewards that are meant for you. If you're representing something, it is just going to be passed on to the one who you're presenting yourself to. So here, performing one's own duty,
Imperfectly.
though imperfectly, one does not incur any sin because to do your duty, right? When you're walking on your legs and you fall, there's nobody to blame.
No.
Are you going to send somebody to prison? No. You understood? You will get up and walk
so,
again.
you know, this is why, so I have this thing, okay, I always say, if someone goes like, you know, you should do this, I believe this will be good for you. But then I'm like, you know what, no, even if this goes wrong, I won't regret it, ki, you know, kisi aur ne bola tha, isliye ho gaya.
Exactly.
In fact, it's like, I did it and I'll be like, theek hai yaar, meri galti thi, ho gaya, it's fine.
But your mistakes will teach you.
Right.
We
But
learned.
you have to understand. But if you represent somebody and do a mistake, you will be blamed. Are you living a life where people will blame you? Or you want to live a life where you are learning something? So when you want to learn something, go ahead and try things out. Go ahead and fail. Even if it's perfect, do your part. When you will do your part, I'm telling you, it will be a journey towards perfection. When you do somebody else's perfect part also, it will never be your journey.
Yeah.
Right? So in life, try to live your part. Do your part. Be present, don't represent. Okay?
Verse 3.42. The senses are superior to matter. The mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is higher than the mind. And the soul is even higher than intelligence.
So when we get triggered like by rejection, failure and arguments, then what then? What happens to all of the senses and the soul?
So you understand
and the
now,
mind,
he's giving you
everything?
the steps.
Okay.
When you talk about senses, like choices, okay?
Okay.
This and that, okay? Now, senses are superior than matter. Between, when you have things, it's better to make a choice, because otherwise how will you act? Right?
Yeah.
You need to make a choice. Okay, with this I can start. So choices are better than matter. What is there? Whatever matter is there, take a choice and start working on it, right? Something you need to start. So senses are superior to matter. Mind is higher than senses. Now here, when you're talking about mind, when you have made a choice, mind is again going to trouble you, distract you. Then you should stick your mind. No, I've made a choice. So mind is superior to the senses. So it needs to be strong. It needs to hold on to that. Keep that vow, keep that promise that you made a choice. Don't let go of it. Because here, Arjuna had already forgotten what vow he had made. Why he came to the battlefield. Again, he's reminding, your mind is superior than your senses that are disturbing you right now. About a brother and sister, father and uncle and all those things. Get back. Your mind is superior than your senses, than the choices you're making right now. Okay?
It's like that responsibility that we've taken up.
The
we
vow.
have to do it.
Now, beyond that, intelligence is higher than the mind. Now, what does intelligence tell you? That think the cause why you did it. Okay? Because the mind is expecting something. Because mind will only do where there is an expectation. Mind does not work on cause. Mind is the cause. Is the result of the cause. And mind, see, a mind is born because there are certain causes that give rise to a mind. Right? So it's like, I don't mind it, I mind it. Why? Based on situation. But what is intelligence? Intelligence is superior than the mind. That can see that you're minding this, you're not minding this. You're getting attached to this, you're not getting attached to it. So intelligence is superior than the mind. Okay? And here, what he's telling, and the soul is even higher than the intelligence. If you realize that at the end, you are just a part of this law that works, and you've been chosen like a little part to play a role. So your soul role is much more bigger and important than your own intelligence. So submit yourself, give unto yourself. And the only way you can do that is do not ask questions, do your duty. You have chosen it, fulfill what you have chosen it for. So the soul is even higher than intelligence. And intelligence still holds on to the causes, but the soul goes beyond that to say that I am a soul representative right now for the act that I've been chosen, and I will do that fully in complete submission to the Lord, to the future one that is going to come. And that's my own version, right? I am the spark that has to now keep on burning so that the fire one day will be alive. Right? That is what he has to be.
It reminds me of this example that you gave the other day about the pixel. Will do its job.
Absolutely.
To act to the frame that they are giving up.
Exactly.
So I think that is it. The verses are done. And huge thanks to Dr. Savera for letting us know everything. I think this episode was more about, how you should do your own duties, how you should do your own work. If you're a student, you should be a student. If you are you're a partner, then you should be a partner. I think that is what this all episode was about. So thank you so much. And I think this is it.
Yes.
So this is Gita for Modern Times. See you in episode 4 again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.